Good morning, Mayberry. We aren't going to talk about the rebranding and conflation of slavery, fallout, general racism, and class war. We aren't going to talk about PETA activists de-anthropomorphizing black people to make their points right now. We don't have time. We're going to talk about whatever I edit in next. Because I'm the producer, I'm the host, and I made this music. I'm Shift Orion, and I'm not waiting on Superman. I got a story. It's a parable of sorts. It's a somewhat ableist parable that my mother used to tell me all of my life. I think she whispered this to me when I was a newborn. All of the parts of the body were arguing about who gets to be the boss. Who gets to be the boss? They all had really good arguments. The hands, they said, well, we get to be the boss. We touch everything, we handle everything, we catch the body when it falls, we help the body wash, we help the body wipe, we help the body pleasure itself and others. We cook for the body, we bring food to the mouth for the body. The mouth said, well, I obviously get to be the boss. I do all the talking for the body. I express the body's needs. I consume all of the nutrients for the body. They all go right into me. I determine whether or not things are good for consumption. And the nose says, well, no, I determine that. I do a lot of important work. I know when somebody is attractive to the body. Some food is attractive to the body. I should be the boss. And the eyes say, well, that's ridiculous. All of you, we should be the boss. We see everything, and you wouldn't even know anything if we didn't see it. And the nose says, well, that's not quite true. And the eyes say, we weren't done talking. Excuse us. We are the thing that keeps the body from wandering off of cliffs, from walking in front of cars. We get to be the boss, obviously. We are the topmost of the head. We get to be the boss. And the ears say, well, we're pretty close. Aren't we above you a little bit? If you look at us at the right angle, and we do a lot of work too, and then while the ears are kind of trying to come up with a reason to be the boss, the feet step in and they're like, well, we get to be the boss. We take all the weight. We carry everybody around. We get to be the boss. And then all of a sudden, a little voice cuts in and says, I'm going to be the boss. I get to be the boss. And they all stop talking. Where the fuck did that voice come from? What was that? Hands? Do you know that voice? No. Feet? Do you know that voice? No. Nose? No. Nobody knows the voice. I get to be the boss. Who the fuck are you? And they all realize it's the asshole talking. And they're like, oh, that's fucking hilarious. What are you talking about? You don't get to be the boss. That's ridiculous. Fuck that shit. No. And they get back to arguing amongst themselves. And the asshole closes up. And does not budge. All of a sudden, the argument starts to get a little lackluster. Starts to lose a little momentum. And the hands are starting to get a little less strength in them. And the feet don't really want to walk anywhere. The mouth doesn't feel like eating so much. The eyes are a little blurry and watery. And the ears are ringing. And, hands are clammy. Trembling a little bit eventually. The whole body is really just kind of quivering and fucked up. And after a while of that going on, all of the parts of the body just say, fuck, man, all right, you get to be the boss. And the moral of the story is the asshole always gets to be the boss. That's the episode. Later. We'd like to thank our patrons on Patreon and everyone who's bought our merchandise on TeePublic. Find the links to all that stuff and our social links on goodmorningmayberry.com. We've got closed captioned episodes on YouTube. Subscribe, listen, and rate us on all the podcast spots. If you're wondering who we are, we is me and my demons. And you can join the Legion by following our Tumblr, Twitter, or Instagram, jumping on the Patreon, or just buying one of our shirts and wearing that around, drinking the tears of whoever you like the least out of one of our mugs. And coming back and checking out the next episode. I'm Shift. And always remember to never forget, liberals are just conservatives with an artful, guilty conscience.